Welcome, dear friends. Happy Monday to you, and happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends and family here. We are kicking off this new week. This is a really auspicious week in October, and this is our usual Monday check-in for our mindful motivation for mindset mastery. So if you've been with me before on one of these sessions, you know that I like to just feel into the energies and share the energies of what's happening with the moon. And then we dive into 4 different cards to kind of help set the tone and really get clear on things that happen and tap into our inner wisdom. That's the whole idea that I support here with the mindset mastery, is you taking your own power and showing up, being the auspiciously guided being that you are, sharing your gifts and really feeling into your uniqueness. And that's kind of why I like to really feel into what's happening with the moon, because the moon is like the little whisper that helps us listen to our inner guidance. So all that being said, what the lunar effect that we'll be experiencing this week, it doesn't come until the 14th, but it's a great time to just reflect upon the new moon in the sign of Libra. Now, it's actually also an eclipse. It's a solar eclipse, and it's actually known as the Ring of Fire. And that's because the moon doesn't entirely cover the sun, but it creates this ring. It's in a continuous loop of fire. So whether you see it or not, we are affected by it. So eclipses signify new beginnings. New moons also signify new beginnings. So this is about really planting seeds and really coming into connection with what are your most auspicious goals, intentions, ideas, pieces that you've maybe held back on sharing or being or putting into motion. You know, we are now in the final quarter of 2023. And actually the other part to think about too, or that we will be affected by, is that I said that this new moon, the solar eclipse, Ring of Fire, is at the end of the week. But it's right after the final Friday the 13th of 2023. Friday the 13th, it always signifies that feminine. And then, of course, this new moon is in the sign of Libra. It's all about balance. So where do you need to connect with or get in touch with any areas that may be a wee bit out of balance? And how does that feel? You know, the other part too is with this whole Libra energy. I love this feeling of Libra, because it's like helping you get into equilibrium, helping us get into equilibrium. What does that mean to you? You know, if I ever say anything that discombobulates you, or you need a wee bit more support or guidance, put it in the comments below or message me directly, because this phase that we are in is very powerful. But it's a soft power. So what do you need to lean into this beautiful equilibrium, this beautiful illumination of what is it that's right for you? What is it that you need to say yes more to that and no less to this? Things about, are there any kind of places of recalibration as far as your habits, your patterns, your ideas, your mindset, the words you use to yourself about yourself? So all that being said, let's check in with our first deck of cards. The first deck of cards that I use with these sessions is my letting go guidance, because you know, all of these questions that I pose and that I suggest that you kind of come into, and it's not about getting into a right or wrong or shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's about just having this sense of sacredness, this sense of loving yourself, deep compassion for yourself. And you know, that's one of the best ways to create the change that you may wish to see in the world around you. Starts here first. And so that's how come when we start looking at these energies, then we can maybe start saying, okay, what doesn't serve me anymore? What doesn't serve that most powerful, balanced, equilibrium aspect of me? So just take a nice deep breath with me. And let's see what we're going to focus on. Oh, this is perfect. I love it when the cards come up and they kind of really are spot on. So the card that's come up is hiding your light. Where are you hiding your light? You know, when I say about bringing your gifts, your talent, your uniqueness, the things that you really want to experience, to share, to be, sometimes we can forget that everything that you're looking for is looking for you, but sometimes it means shining your light in order to recognize, oh, the answers that I'm looking for, the solutions that I'm wishing for, they're here. But when we get too withdrawn and forget the power that we have within, then maybe it starts to get a little bit discombobulated or a little bit too much in your head, right? Because when we get too much in our head, then we kind of lost the game, because that's not how we are. None of us are wired to make decisions and choices through the ruminating or the thinking or the, like I said, the woulda, coulda, shoulda dialogue that can sometimes derail this whole idea of being and shining your light. That's what all of us are supposed to be doing. That's what life's all about. So see, where is that out of balance for you? And what do you need? What do you need to do? Maybe it is just a shift in your intentions or your choices or where you're going or what you're choosing. Things of that nature. So, as I was saying all this part, I was shuffling my tarot deck, because we like to have one tarot card and then I'll do 3 of the Healing with the Angels. And this is excellent too. It's the 4 of Wands. I love that card. Because there's 4. That's very balanced, very stable, very rooted. And the 4 of Wands kind of depicts the looking at what's at home. Home could just be in your heart, but also focusing on the abundance, focusing on the things you can do, that you love, that brings you joy. Of course, here I'm talking to you on Canadian Thanksgiving. That's a beautiful card for that too. Now, the other part about the 4 of Wands is not only is it very balancing and very much signifying the idea of starting at home. If you want change, starts at home. And home being our inner dialogue, our inner choices. But the other part too is wands are all about your calling, your mission, your purpose. So are you following that? And is it balanced? Is it, or are you kind of, you know how sometimes we can get into a dialogue of, oh yeah, I'll get to that later, but I have to focus on this first. Or I'll feel this when I get there. No, start doing it now. That's what this energy is all about. I trust that makes sense. And like I say, if you need some support or guidance or more ideas in this area, put it in the comments or just message me directly. And now we're going to look at, I really love using this deck of cards for these sessions because they always seem to be so beautifully connected, and this one's not different. They're so connected to the whole energy that I've been talking about the moon and the things that are happening, and the idea of letting go of your light and then focusing on your inner landscape. So maybe when you're focusing on your inner landscape with that 4 of Wands, you could listen to the music of your soul. You could celebrate who you are by changing things up, by listening to music. That's actually sometimes a really wonderful way to set intentions and get clear on intentions too. Because look at this, new beginnings. Isn't that perfect? I said that the eclipse season, that the new moon, it's perfect time to say, okay, this is the last quarter of 2023. Maybe you could even review what was it you intended to create, to experience, to witness, to have in play in this year. 2023 years has been a 7 year. And so 7 is all about like really getting in touch with your meaning, with your way. It's also about change too. The last card in this 3-card spread here is study. So I really like that. That's very much in alignment with all of this, is that when I see that card come up in that deck, it's always about studying you, being your, like, taking the role of the observed and the observer. That feels like, so it's the observer kind of says, okay, so how does this feel when I use these words, when I do this habit, when I make this choice? How does it feel? How do I feel about myself when I've got all these ideas on, working out, or saying yes over here or no over there, and vice versa? And just look without judging and beating yourself up or shaming yourself or feeling like I'm less than. No, when we study, we can make changes only to the degree that we kind of compassionately check in with all that we are, all that we're doing and not doing, and then accepting this is where it's at right now. And as soon as you get there, it's then, if like I was saying about the Libra effect on balance, when you get there, it's kind of like, okay, so now what do I need to do in order to feel that sense of balance, that sense of ease, that sense of mindset mastery? I trust that makes sense. I obviously needed to go and re-detour there. So now we're going to get ready to send you off into this beautiful week ahead. And just take another nice deep breath. I'm going to end this off by pulling one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth cards. Because really, that's what this is about too. This mindset mastery is to really get in touch with your essence, your authentic self. That's perfect. So the card that's come up for us is beautiful. It's I Am Potential. So let me read this out to you. I let go of logic and trust in my feelings. New and exciting things start to happen as I am intuitively guided to explore new possibilities for my life. My feelings are a part of the guidance to fulfill my potential. That is just the perfect card to go along with all the other pieces that I just brought up in this beautiful week ahead. So I trust this makes sense and lands well for you. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week ahead, and I will be back here with you again next week. Much love to you, and thanks for watching.